Hello everyone, and welcome to a recipe video that I am so excited and happy and proud to bring to you all. I did not think that making pad thai on my own was possible, but it sure is, and this is, yes, a plant-based slash vegan recipe, so anyone can and should try this out. It is absolutely delicious. It is crunchy and fresh and nutty delicious. It's real good if you've never had pad thai before. But the recipe here is going to call for lots of fresh veggies and just good ingredients overall. I did not come up with this recipe. I did adapt it from one that I got online, so check that out for sure. But to get started, you're going to want to fill a big pot up with some hot water and get that on the stove to start boiling for your noodles to cook those eventually. But otherwise, you got a lot of prep work to get done. So you're going to want to chop up your green onions. Like I said, I'm going to have all of the ingredient amounts and everything down below. It's slightly confusing because I didn't buy as many noodles as I needed. I only bought 8 ounces when I should have bought 16 ounces, so I had enough for the 16 ounces. So basically I'm prepping enough for 2 batches of this. So you're gonna want to half this. I have it all written down below. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, so you're gonna want to chop up your green onions, also prep your cilantro, get that all taken off the stems. I hate prepping cilantro, but it's so delicious, and it is like a key ingredient slash part of pad thai, if you ask me. It really makes it. So you're gonna want to get that chopped up decently fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, don't worry about it. And then baby bok choy. I had never worked with baby bok choy before, but I do love it in pad thai. So you're gonna need, you can basically, with all the veggies in this, you can kind of adjust it to your taste. Like the bok choy is a pretty essential ingredient, but the stuff like the green beans and carrots and stuff, I mean, if you don't like either of those, you don't have to use them. The only really essential stuff I would say is the bok choy, the onions and cilantro and the nuts. But either way, here you go, chopping. And then remember that one time I got a food processor for Christmas, but I forgot and decided to chop all of these nuts by hand though? What is wrong with me? Yeah, it was very stupid, and I definitely do regret it, but I mean, it was worth it because the nuts are also a very key ingredient to pad thai. So just stick with it, you guys. You can do it if you don't have a food processor. I somehow managed. But yeah, once everything is nice and prepped here, finely chopped like you saw, we can start putting together the sauce. I honestly thought the sauce was going to be a lot more complicated because it tastes really complex once it's cooked, but honestly it's just a few ingredients. So you've got your brown sugar and then this stuff called tamarind paste. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and I definitely cannot describe it to you. It's like a nutty, rich concentrate? I don't know. But then you also add some vegetable broth and just stir all of that up to get the brown sugar dissolved and the tamarind paste to be not as pasty. And then you also add in soy sauce to this, and again, you're just gonna end up mixing it all up, getting it to taste. And the hardest thing about getting it to taste is that it tastes quite different once it is cooked, so it's quite hard when it is still raw like this, but just taste test it. And like for me here, it was a little bit too sweet, so I added some more of the tamarind paste. I wanted it to be a bit more nutty, and so you can just keep doing that as well, just until you get it to the perfect combo of savory, sweet, and salty. So it's the same thing with the spice level. I am a baby when it comes to spices, so I just sprinkled some chili flakes in. You can add a lot more than that. Heck, you could even add like chili paste if you wanted, if you really like spicy foods, but I'm a baby, I'm gonna stick with my sprinkle. So your water should be boiling by now at this point, and you can just add your noodles to that. Like I said, I only had the 8-ounce box, but for the full recipe you would use 16 ounces, comparatively for the other ingredients I used in this, but you're just going to want to cook those for about 5 minutes. You don't want them to be fully cooked, and that's because we're going to be stir frying. I don't know if that's the correct term, but we're going to be cooking them more later. So strain them, get them in the cold water bath or rinse them with the cold water, and this is what they should look like. A little stiff still, but still pretty cooked as well. So go ahead and get a big fry pan going. Don't get it too warm like I did. You will see I burned my garlic. But hey, you live, you learn, you eat burnt garlic. So you're just going to want to brown your garlic here in the hot oil. Not burn it like I did, but like I said, it's okay if you do. And then to that, you are going to also add in your onion, and you're just going to want to cook this on that high medium heat until the onion gets nice and brown and slightly caramelized as well. Oh, I'm a fan of caramelized onion garlic like this. I am just in heaven. That could be enough originally, but for pad thai, nay. We need to add some veggies. But before that, let's add some vegetable broth again, just to deglaze the pan. I think that's the term. Just get all the flavors in there and also give the vegetables something to cook in. So you're gonna add your baby bok choy, the snap peas, and also the carrots, shredded carrots. I think that's obvious, but you never know. So there you go. You're just going to want to mix all of that up and just keep on cooking it until the vegetables get nice and bright in color, and also just, so they're cooked through but not mushy. You still want them to have a little crunch to it, but you can push all of the vegetables like around the fry pan to the sides and then add in your cold noodles and also about half of the sauce that you used or made for this, not because of the actual recipe error that I did, but the actual just half of what you made, and you're going to be adding more of it later. But just coat your noodles and everything in that sauce, and then once that's done, it's just a gradual add-in of your sauce, I'll put it that way. There you go. And you're just going to want to keep on stir frying, is that the term? And of course, remind your kitties, none for kitties. And then they'll get down off the countertop, nice and sulky, wah, wah, wah. But none for kitties, right? This is human food. So once your noodles and stuff are nice and browned and fried, I guess, I don't know if that's what you would call it, you add in the green onions at the end and also your chopped peanuts and just mix that around, and you guys, this is it. You put it on your plate and you get so excited. You squeeze a generous amount of lime on there, or however much you want to do. I also garnished it with some more peanuts on top, and then also the cilantro and the bean sprouts. I don't cook the bean sprouts because I like them nice and crispy like this, but you guys, that is pad thai for you. It is so good. It is so delicious. It's one of my favorite foods. For sure. I just love how fresh and crisp, but also savory and salty and nutty it is. It's really good, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Like I said, the recipe that I adapted this from is down below for you all. I hope you enjoyed the video here, and if you did, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, you can go ahead and subscribe. But of course, I just hope you guys are all doing well, and until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!